welcome to my channel. My name is Ellie and today we'll be doing a front split challenge. So how to get into your front split, and if you do already have a front split, then we'll add on towards the end how to get into your oversplits and continue with your practice on a daily basis. So I just want to say right off the bat, a lot of people are under the impression that you can get splits in a day or two or three or whatnot. This is not one of those videos. I'm not going to show you how to get into a split in a day or two. It's an ongoing practice. So it's up to you how often you do it and how long you decide to stay in those splits. Just something to keep in mind is if you are trying to get into your splits, keep in mind that you don't want to be super uncomfortable, but in the same time, challenge your body to where you are feeling the split. So if you're not really feeling it, go in a little bit deeper with all the different stretches that we'll be doing today. So we're gonna get started with stretches on the left and then on the right side or vice versa, whichever way you prefer to start on first. And we're gonna warm up all through our legs and our lower bodies before we're getting ready to do our splits. If you already have your splits down and you just wanna skip through towards the end of the video for oversplits, then feel welcome to do that right now. So for everybody that does not have their splits down, let's get started. Open your legs in a straddle position, and from here, bend from your hips and start feeling the back of your hamstrings here. Once you are feeling the back of your hamstrings, you can either stay here if this is too much or bend down all the way for a wide front stretch. If you are here already and you don't feel a lot in the back of your hamstrings, what I want you to do is deepen it down a little more, and you can open your legs as wide or as short as you want. The main point here is to feel the back of your hamstrings. If your chest is not all the way down and you need a little bit of an additional stretch, then lower your chest. And if you need to deepen it a little bit more, then instead of standing on your hands, lower down to your elbows. Feel your hamstrings waking up here. Great job. Now let's move on to the right side and concentrate on that right hamstring. And whatever you do with your hands is up to you. If your hand's up here, that's perfectly fine. Or you can go down to your elbows if you're a little bit more flexible. And switch over to the other side. Again, hands are up here or go all the way down. You can hold on to your ankles here if you need a little bit of an extra stretch, and pull your body towards your leg, or you can walk your left hand behind your left leg and just kind of walk your body towards the back. Whichever feels comfortable for you, find what works best for you today. And let's move on over to the middle again. Now from here, come halfway up, and I want you to bring your left hand next to your right foot and engage your core here and extend through your right arm all the way up. I'll feel the back of the hamstring on the right side stretching more deeply. And if you want to deepen this a little bit more, then you can go ahead and walk your left hand and grab your right ankle or anywhere, your foot, whatever works for you. Open up through your chest here and switch to the other side. And you have those options and modifications. You want to hold on to your ankle, higher or lower, up to you. Look at your hand and switch one more time to the other side. Put it here for a couple breaths. And back to the left side. Perfect. Once you feel warmed up in the back of your hamstrings, then I want you to put your feet together for a standing pike. So your feet are together and you're going to get all the way up, and let's drop again from our hips. So make sure your hips are on top of one another. Lower yourself down. Put your hands on the ground. If you can't, that's perfectly fine. You can put your hands on your knees or all the way up in your quads, or you can hold them down to your hamstrings. Take nice deep breaths here and let those hamstrings go. Need an additional stretch, then you can hold your hands together and just kind of switch from side to side. You want to loosen up your back muscles here too. Put your hands down to the ground if possible and get all the way up. All right, let's get started with our stretches for our splits. Get a little bit more deeper into your upper legs. So get into a lunge. Nice low lunge here. And you can bring your right knee down. Now, once you're in this position, what I want you to do is lower, so you're gonna start up here, and I want you to lower your body towards your left foot and feel the extension all the way through your right leg going back. Now from here, point your toe and all 5 toes should be on the ground here. If your knee is hurting in this position, then by all means grab a pillow or double up your mat, a towel, anything works here. And you can place both of your hands or your knuckles or your hands, whichever way works. You can get a yoga block if you can't reach all the way down. And feel your IT band and your hips stretching in this position. If you can't really feel the stretch, then dig in a little bit deeper. Walk your right leg back a little more. And just make sure that whenever you do that, your left knee is on top of your left ankle. Now from here, what I want you to do is bend the right knee and straighten the left leg. So what you're doing is just straightening the left leg. Let's do that a few times. So we're going to go back to the original position. Then we're going to strengthen that leg. And you can go all the way down if you need an additional stretch, or stay where you're at to begin with. Perfect. Feel your hips open here, your hamstrings extended. Now, another thing that I like to do, if you're a little more flexible, is whenever you have your left leg straight, then bring your body down on top of your left leg and flex that toe. So what you're doing here is you're working your calf muscles and you're extending all the way through to your hamstrings, and then point it and flex it again. And you can play with that variation for the next few times. So let's go back down again. And up. One more time. Perfect. Now, we've got our hamstring warmed up. I want you to get in your lunge position again. And if this feels good for you, stay here. You can support yourself and balance yourself with placing your hands on your hips, or ideally, put your hands out to the side. Stay here for just a couple of seconds. That's where you want to be in your splits eventually. Now from here, extend your right leg down so your knee is either hovering on the ground or it's all the way down. And you're going to get up with that right leg. So you're getting that dip motions here, and you're working those very important muscles that you need for your splits. It's not a workout video. We're just doing a few of those here. Perfect. One more. And bring it all the way down. Let's switch to the other side. So your right leg comes in front, your hands are on the ground, or you have them on yoga mats. Turn around and look the back of your left leg. Make sure that it's straight, your toes are on the ground. Now what we're going to do from here is lower your body all the way down. Feel the stretch on the left side. For some of you guys, one side is going to be a little bit looser than the other. This is my side, so I'm not really feeling that stretch here much. I'm going to try to find a position that I'm feeling the stretch. If you want to lift your knee off the ground for a little additional challenge, then you can certainly do that. And let's start with the straightening of the right leg and bending. So we're getting all those hip muscles, hip flexors, calves, everything working here. Again, on this side, you can go ahead and flex your toes on the right leg and point them and just alternate or do it with each time you lower and you get back up. Let's do a few of those stretches here. Even if you do have the splits down, please Stretching exercises are so much better and beneficial even if you are flexible, just because sometimes we forget to stretch those tiny little bitty muscles that help us stay in those positions. Let's do one more. Stay here, square your hips. That's another thing to remember all the time. Your hips have to be squared at all times. Flex your toe, feel the back of your calves, and now point your toes. Perfect. Now stay here for just a second. Extend that left leg back and get into the low lunge with me. So again, we're not going to stay here a long time. This is just a position that you want to be in your splits afterwards. And you can go ahead and dip down and up with the left leg, and down and up. All we're moving here is your lower body. Your upper body is not moving at all. If this is hard for you to balance, then go ahead and hold on to something, the wall, something in front of you, something on the side of you. Let's do one more. And lower back down. Perfect. Now on all fours, we're going to switch legs again. So bring your left leg in front of you. We're going to deepen down a little bit of what we already did. So right leg is back. You can put your toes on the floor. Now remember how we did the stretching this side and then that side? We're going to continue that. We'll just deepen it down a little bit. So all toes go down on the floor. Support yourself and lift up in a little triangle pose. So we are in a triangle without inverting the foot. We're keeping it straight just for the purpose of the splits. And both of your legs are very, very straight. Now, lower back down. And work both of the legs. Back to triangle. Now, feel what we just did. We switched up the exercise a little bit to loosen up other muscles. So we want all of our muscles to be engaged. Good job, guys. And if any of this is hurting, you can just stay with the previous exercises and stretches and make sure that you are feeling it, but not to a point where it really hurts, because you're not going to do your body a favor if you are hurting, because you're not going to be able to do splits tomorrow. You know, I was watching this crazy video. Now from here, let's go ahead and put our right hand down and extend the left hand all the way up. Feel your hips opening. I'll tell you about my crazy video story in just a second. Perfect. Feel your left side stretching. Put your hands back down to the ground and switch sides. So right leg comes up in front of you and your left one goes behind. Let's start with the big, deep triangle stretches. And you can lower your body all the way down towards your right leg, if that's possible. Eventually, both of your feet should be on the ground and you should feel that stretch, but make sure that your hips are even. So a lot of times when we do triangle pose, we twist our left leg, and you don't want to do that. You want your hips even, because in splits, your hips should be always facing the wall in front of you. But anyway, so let me tell you about my story. You just keep going with it up and down. I was on TikTok the other day, and I don't really post on there, but it's just something to kill time since we're quarantining again. And there was this lady that claimed that she got splits, and look, y'all, her splits look like this to begin with, and it's just all the way down. She claimed she got splits in a day. I mean, it is absolutely insane. I hate the wrong messages sending to young girls out there that are trying to get into their splits and trying so hard, and they're not getting it. I grew up in a gym. I've been in a gym my whole entire life. Seen many gymnasts, nobody got their splits in a day. Nobody. I'm sorry. I just have to say it. Nobody got their splits in a day. So let's do 2 more here. So if you do see videos like that, please don't listen to people like that. It's just not realistic. Put your hand all the way down, left hand down, and right hand up. Splits and flexibility take time, and you're going to build up to whichever level you want to build up to with time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a day. I mean, it would be lovely if it could, but it's just not going to. It just takes a lot of time, patience, and practice. So remember that next time you see somebody claiming that it did splits in a day. All right, from here, let's give yourself a little break. Shake those hands out and get a little bit of a quad stretch. So left leg comes in front of you, right leg is back. Now, if you do have the balance, if not, you can go ahead and hold on to something. Place your left elbow on top of your right knee, and then go ahead and grab your right leg. You can put your hand for more balance in front of you, in front of your left foot, and bring your right foot to your glutes. If that's for your glutes, that's fine. Whichever way it can go, just bring it toward your booty a little bit more each and every time that you practice this. And you guys, you better post below your progression and splits. I want to see it. And don't just do it once. Like I said, not going to happen at once. Do it all month long. I want to see the progression and all of the amazing results that you got. Perfect. Let's go ahead and lower that. Lay down. Switch to the other side. So left leg, we're going to bring it closer to us. We're going to stretch our quads here. What you do with your hands up to you again, with preference. And this really hurts my knees, so double open me out if that's your case with you. Be sensitive to your knees. Mine, like I have this fear with knees. I always feel that I'm going to break something and get like my meniscus tear up or something. It's my knee fear. For those who don't know. All right, so let's stretch our hips. We're going to get into a pigeon pose. Anywhere you want to get into a pigeon pose, up to you, that's perfectly fine. At first, you may start with your left foot towards your right hip bone, and that's perfectly fine with time. Then just open it up a little more, just depending on how open your hips are. Lay down here for just a second, and if you can't lay down here, then stay up here, wherever you're feeling the stretch, up to you. Just realizing this fireplace is not a good deal when I'm trying to stretch and getting hot. Take nice deep breaths here, guys. Feel your hips loosening up. And we'll move on to the other side in just a second. We're almost down to our splits. All right, move to the other side. So right leg comes in front, left leg goes back. Make sure that your leg is right. And you know, I've done splits for, let's see, 28 years now. That was a lot. So anyway, I always look back to make sure that my legs are straight. It's just something that a lot of people don't take into consideration. One leg is naturally going to move to the side to compensate for whichever side is weaker, especially when you're doing bad leg. So let's stay here a little while longer. Perfect. Let's get out of this pigeon pose. Bring both of your legs in front of you. I know we did standing pike, but we're going to do sitting pike also. So extend both of your legs in front of you, point your toes, and reach all the way down. If at first you're just able to reach your calves or your knees, that's fine, stay here. Adjust your sit bones if you want to get into it a little bit deeper. Flex your toes if you can't reach yet, and you can just hold on to your toes. Or you can lower yourself all the way down. You can hold your feet here, you can hold your wrists. Whatever works for you today. Feel your hamstrings, deepening that stretch there. I know we stretched them at first, but this is still much better. I find that sitting pikes are a little bit more challenging just because you have a little bit less resistance. Can't put your weight back in your heels or your toes here. Now let's hold it for one more second here. Perfect. All right, now we're ready for splits. So, get into split position, whichever leg you choose first, and slide down. Use your hands. Slide as much or as little as you can. Back leg goes down. Extend those toes to the ground. You want all 5 toes touching the ground. And slide yourself down to a split. If you don't have it yet, stay where you're comfortable. Just one thing to keep in mind. Your hips. So feel your hips down. Your hips should be facing the wall in front of you, whatever you got in front of you, straight ahead. So you don't want your hips to be this way. I know it's easier, but you want to turn around and lift yourself up and get into the right split. Now, if you're all the way down, go ahead and get your hands off the ground and bring them up. You can keep them up here, you can bring them up here, any shape you want to do. All right. If you have a friend and if you're not all the way down yet, then have them hold you so you can get into this position. Because I know it kind of can be really awkward if you're not all the way down, you're trying to get your hands up. If you have a friend, have them like hold you underneath your armpits and hold you there, or just bounce you up and down. That feels good for you. All right, let's do the other leg. So switch sides, whichever leg you did first. straight again. Arms are up if you need them to. And stay here and breathe in and out. This feels good, guys. After a while, I promise you it feels good. Once you get used to being uncomfortable, then it gets to be a comfortable place. Perfect. And once again, one leg is not going to be as flexible as the other. If this is all you can do today, you did amazing. I'm proud of you. If you want to progress to oversplits, then stay tuned. Just in 1 second, I need to get something to prop my foot on, and we'll just go on different verifications and modifications of what you can do to get into those oversplits. So, oversplit portion. If you have a yoga mat, then you can use that. If you don't have a yoga mat, get a roll of paper towels or something, a pillow, whatever, throw pillows, whatever works for you. So at first, you don't need to be doing anything too extreme. So you can put your paper towel roll, whatever it is, all the way down and put one leg on top of it and then the other. Again, we're looking for our hips being straight and facing the wall in front of us. And once you get into that comfortable position, move yourself around, get both of your legs feeling the split, and extend your arms all the way out. Stay here for as long as you like. And if you're getting that uncomfortable feeling in the back of your legs, like almost feeling like your hamstrings are about to pop, get out of that position, get comfortable, stretch it out, and then get back in if you feel like you need to. If not, stay off of it. Try it again tomorrow. Perfect. Now, once we've done one side, then go ahead and switch over to the other side. Point your legs and your toes. One straight line here. Extend your arms all the way out. Awesome. Now, from here you can progress to anything higher and higher and higher. Get creative in your house. I'm going to turn my yoga block around to the bigger side and I'm going to try oversplits this way. Guys, check this guy out. It's my son's mushroom. He does gymnastics naturally. And he does not use it. We bought it. He's not very intrigued by it, but I have used it for my oversplits because it's a little bit easier to bring that over than a piece of furniture, you know, just for the video option of it. All right, arms up. Feel your hamstrings. And remember how we did those beginner flexibility stretches and kind of were feeling it here? That's why we were doing them. You're definitely going to feel it in your oversplits here. You can place your hands all the way down and kind of bounce yourself up and down here, or you can lift them up. Whatever feels good, guys. Switch to the other side. And with splits, oversplits particularly, get whatever you have in your house. I mean, usually, you know, when we're in the gym, like I'll get a lower beam or like one of those barrels for the little kid classes. That I've done it over my coffee table, my couch, out of my pillows, anything. That's like literally anything that you can get your feet on top of. Chairs, if you're that flexible, get chairs. Anything works. Don't make excuses. Get to doing them. All right. What I'll normally say, you know, for the purpose of this video, I'm not doing them that long, but what I'll normally say is stay in each split for at least a minute each day, 5 days a week. So I'm not trying to like waste your whole entire day here. We're not staying that long, but in most cases, that's what I would say. So now if you're already stretched out, then get the biggest piece of furniture that you can kind of hang on to and get into your middle split here. If you don't have any problems with your knees to begin with, then putting something comfortable there is perfectly fine. I wish I would have thought about that a second ago. Now, once you are here, I want you to look at a couple of things. Naturally, we're going to turn to the side a little bit to kind of make ourselves feel a little bit more comfortable. I want you to get your hips straight without sliding your feet like mine are sliding. And then once you're here, you can either grab that front of yours that I was telling you about or try to balance out the side. So you see how my right foot is trying to like get away from me? Make it come back here. So stay here for as long as you like. Definitely do not have to be a minute. That's kind of like my minimum thing. But try it a little bit longer and your splits are going to look amazing, I promise you. Let's get it to the other side. Now, y'all don't laugh. This is my bad side. So yes, even I have a bad side. So let's look at this. Right leg goes all the way up, left one goes back. Look at it. Yes, it's crooked. Yes, I haven't done splits in a while, but you know who you are that you requested it, so you can take it off now. I need to do more splits on the right side, y'all. Perfect. And we are done. Now, another thing after I've done my oversplits that I like to do is wrap my leg all the way up to whatever I was doing it at. Open both of my legs and just kind of lean to the side. That's kind of like my resting pose. And usually if I'm working out and I'm done, I'll just get my phone and just go through social media because I'm that lazy. Yes, I know. But stretch it out and just make sure that you're feeling the inner thighs here. Getting loose of everything that you may be holding on to and switch to the other side for the same exact purposes. And there goes my little trick of what I do on lazy days. Alright guys, if you have stuck with me this whole entire time, I am so proud of you. You are doing amazing. Your splits are going to look amazing. Do not forget to put it in the comment section below. I'd love to see your progressions on your splits. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that now. And don't forget to turn on the notification button for more videos like this. And I'll post more flexibility videos and the links below in the description box because who can go without more flexibility, right? Bye guys.